You're locked into Hits 92.3. The views, stories, and opinions shared on this program belong solely to the hosts and their guests. They do not represent the views of Hits 92.3 Radio, management, staff, partners, advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. And if you don't know what any of that means, listener discretion is advised. Now sit back, turn up your volumes, and enjoy the content from one of the greatest, dopest radio personalities to ever touch this microphone in 3, 2, 1.
Every day is a new choice. We make our beds and we lie in them. Who do you want to lay down with? Choose wisely. Met you on Friday, picked you up on Saturday. Sunday night you calling me over and over and over again, telling me that you're ready to rock me steady, rock steady. I got you so addicted, I should've never let you taste my love, my love. Damn right I wanna see you again, but I'm not ready for no love affair. Still you ask me what is happening, when I told you that my heart wasn't there. I handle business on the weekday, but you can have me on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to leave. Take it from me, from me, from me. Take it from me, from me, from me. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to leave. Take it from me, from me, from me. Gonna be hard. Take it from me, from me, from me. Oh. Damn right I wanna see you again, but I'm not ready for no love affair. And still you ask me what is happening, when I told you that my heart wasn't there. I handle business on the weekday, but you can have me on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to wait. Take it from me, baby. Take it from me, take it from me, take it from me, baby. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to leave. Don't wanna leave me alone. From me, from me. Take it from me, from me, from me. Oh.
I just want to run my business and do relationship with my friends, and that's it. That's it. That's it.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle and No Fear with your girl, the Hood Unicorn. Come on, let's go.
Back against the wall, last name against the ropes. Middle finger stretched, if you're thinking it's a joke, tell my friend I'm about to blow, 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 about to blow.
Let's move this over here.
Hey y'all, hey, how y'all doing today? It's your girl Sunshine Reigns, aka Griselda Blanca, aka Uni the Motivator, aka the Party Starter. But you tune in each and every day because I am your Hood Unicorn. I'm here to wake you up with positivity, current events, and a ton of laughter. We're gonna get this show started real quick. I just wanted to bring you in, let you know everything that's going on today. Listen, I'm gonna try to stay on. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to stay on topic. I am going to try to just do the stories that are right here in front of me, and not do the stories that are in my head, because there is so much stuff that's going on right now that we absolutely need to talk about. And I need to put together the show, and I don't want it to just come off the top of my head. If you know, I'm definitely talking about the verdict. If you know, I'm definitely talking about the blackout boycott. If you know, I'm definitely talking about Trump absolutely being the worst luck charm ever for the Knicks. I have a lot on my mind, but I really want it to be a cultivated show and not a rant. So I want to say, I know I'm not talking about it yet, and I don't want y'all to think I'm just skipping over the stuff we need to talk about, because that's the one thing I say I'm always going to do. No, I just got to do it right. That's all. So with that being said, I'm gonna play y'all a song. I'm gonna fix something real quick in here, and then we're gonna get started. We've got a couple of great stories for you today. We're gonna talk about a former Detroit area doctor that is pleading guilty in a child pornography case. We're also going to talk about some diseases. We haven't talked about any diseases in a while, so we're going to talk about a couple of diseases that are just making their way around there that you might need to know about. And if we have time, I definitely will have some motivation for you. But we have She Unfiltered that comes on at 12. And yes, I did pull in a little bit late today. I have my reasons, y'all. It's summertime. Things are happening. Don't worry about it. All right. So this is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. I will see you right back, because here goes my favorite song real quick for you. This is Weani.
I can't believe I let you in and told you all my deepest secrets. You told me I'm expensive, but you treated me the cheapest. Thank God you let me go. I didn't know how much I needed this. I almost settled for you. Oh, think I should do what you do. Oh, and now your colors are true. Took me a while, but I knew I'm so disgusted with you. A bullet, not an arrow shot by Cupid. You really had me thinking I was dumb, naive and stupid. I'm done with these excuses. You'll never pull me through this again. Oh, I almost settled for you. Oh, think I should do what you do. Oh, and now your colors are true. Took me a while, but I knew I'm so disgusted with you. With you.
Former Detroit area doctor pleads guilty in child exploitation case. All right. A Detroit area doctor has pleaded guilty to a federal child pornography charge after investigators uncovered what prosecutors describe as extensive evidence connected to child exploitation. According to federal authorities, 32-year-old Lincoln Erickson of Farmington Hills pleaded guilty to receiving child pornography. Erickson was working as a medical resident at a Detroit area hospital when he was arrested in December of 2025. He has remained in federal custody since his arrest. Federal prosecutors say that investigators discovered child sexual abuse material on Erickson's phone, along with AI-generated images involving children. But according to court documents, the evidence extended beyond the legal images themselves. Prosecutors allege that Erickson participated in online conversations where he discussed plans to sexually abuse children. Investigators claim that he attempted to persuade a father to allow him to access to the man's child and discuss traveling overseas for the purpose of abusing minors. According to the report, federal authorities also uncovered messages in which Erickson allegedly talked about grooming children over extended periods of time and discussed ways to gain trust of families in order to gain access to children. The case drew additional attention because Erickson was working in the medical profession at the time of his arrest. Federal officials say that positions of trust can create opportunities for offenders to access vulnerable populations, which is why cases involving teachers, doctors, coaches, and other professionals often receive heightened scrutiny. The FBI Detroit's Crimes Against Children Squad. Dun 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 dun. That's all I heard when I said dun dun. Federal prosecutors raised investigators for identifying and stopping what they described as dangerous situations before any additional victims could be harmed. As part of his guilty plea, Erickson admitted to receiving child pornography. He now faces lengthy federal prison sentence and will be required to register as a sex offender following his release. Why should he be allowed to get out? Let's start that. You know what? I'm trying to read the whole thing and not just go ahead and give my opinions, but I got a couple of them. Let's start with that one. Why should he be allowed to get out? I don't care if he is 32 years old. If you are literally trying to figure out ways to be a predator and to befriend a family just so that you can do something nasty to their children is wild. And no, you should never be allowed amongst regular society, polite society, as they call it again. You should be in jail for the rest of your life. Like, y'all don't have the right offenses for life in prison. Like, y'all giving the wrong people life in prison, because this disgusting human being should never get out. And giving him 10 years would be egregious. Giving him 20 years would be absolutely irresponsible. Giving him 30 years would be a start. Giving him 40 years, maybe. And that's only because I'm adding his age as I'm adding the years. If he's already 35 and you've given him 40 hard years in jail, he's coming out at about 75. I still want him to do another 10 on game. Still want him to do another 10 on top of that, because no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The other issue that I had that just stuck with me was that he had AI images of child porn. And my question immediately was, has our laws caught up to our technology? Because even though it is AI and those aren't actual children, it didn't really happen to someone, is that illegal? Because they didn't say that. So is that a charge? Is that still considered a child pornography charge? That's the second one I got so far. The third one is, it's not so much a question, more so it's a observation and a statement. I am naive enough to believe that people aren't just walking around like this. Do I know that they are? Absolutely. But when I come in contact with people, this extremity is not in the pool of effed upness that I think of with people, right? Like, I wouldn't think of it so far as to be like, you're befriending people, which is weird because I absolutely know that there are men out there who will find women and be with their women so that they can mess with their kids. But why do I know that? Because I was a kid before with a single mother, and my mom purposefully did not date or did not bring men around me for that reason. So that's why I know that. But I don't think my brain actually believes that people think like this purposefully, this predatorily. And I don't think it's just men. I think women like that are there's obviously got to be women out there like that too. And I know you're sitting there and you're like, Sunshine, why don't you think this? And I think it's the Care Bear in me. It is. It's the Care Bear in me. It's that part of me that really wants to be like innately that humans just aren't that disgusting of creatures. And I know that they are. I know. But the Care Bear in me is like, no. Nobody would become a doctor just so that they can prey on little kids, because it's a lot easier for your kid to take their pants down for a doctor than it is for just some random stranger on the street. Because it is, because you're conditioned. If the doctor says, pull your pants down, let me examine you, you're not looking at that nefariously the same way you would if the guy with the van with the rainbow stripes on the side of it and the unicorn and the guitars in it and the bed in it comes in. It's like, hey, you want to play doctor? Like you're automatically red flagging him. The case also is drawing attention because it highlights a growing challenge facing law enforcement. The use of artificial intelligence in the creation of exploitative images involving children. Federal agencies have increasingly warned that AI generated content is becoming a new era of concern in child exploitation investigations. While the criminal case is moving towards sentencing, the story has reignited conversations about online child safety, the responsibility of trusted professionals, and the ongoing efforts by law enforcement to combat child exploitation both online and in the real world. Erickson is still in jail and is in custody. He's in jail and he is awaiting sentencing. Um, you know, I like living in my own little world of delusion because it's got to be so I don't know if you see me stimming over here, like I'm just rubbing my leg cuz I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is so bad." I wrote these almost a week ago, so I don't even remember the story like that. And that's why I was like, "AI immediately. Are you going to get in trouble for that part?" I see we got some comments. Let's see who's here. If you're here, say hi. Make sure you speak up. Let's see. Hey, Akeem, how you doing? Giving people the benefit of the doubt, hoping you tripping. Yeah, it's really weird. As millennials, we grew up with this whole thing that people are innocent until proven guilty, and we know now that even when you're proven innocent, you're still can be guilty. But we'll talk about that later. I think in a way that is the whole I believe in the good in you before I'll believe the bad. Like, let me say this: I'm not to the point where I'm like, no, people wouldn't do that. No, I know people would do that. But my default isn't people are doing this. I feel like these are anomalies. This isn't the status quo. That's what I mean when I say I've got this Care Bear, mentality. I think these are the Gargamels of the world. And it's just, one or two of them sitting on their high hill looking down at us and you know what I mean? I don't necessarily believe that this is our neighbors and our coaches and our homeboy's dad and our best friend's auntie. And I don't want to believe that. And I know that that's the truth, but I think my brain doesn't allow me to feel like that so that I can actually walk out in the world, or I can let my kids go into the world. Because if I did feel like that constantly or believe that constantly, there's no way I could function without drugs, harder drugs, Valium and lorazepams and stuff like that. And maybe that is why there's people out here, because they're more tapped into the nefarious or the bad side of the world, and they understand how people really are, and they need that. Maybe I've just been lucky to be shielded. I don't know, but these things irritate me. You want to talk about another irritation? I mean, something that just made my booty hole, just my sphincter pucker. The whole thing, watching it, like watching history unfold, and been like, I never in my black ass life thought I'd see somebody standing in Congress, tearing down Congress doors with a bison hat on and an American flag war paint, looking like a Braveheart. I never thought I'd see white people rioting on American soil at Congress. I never thought I'd see the Capitol stormed in my life. I didn't. But here we are. Not only have we had people convicted of the January 6th riots, but we've had people who were convicted in the January 6th riots get their convictions overturned. We've had some of them run for office. We've had now somebody being hired for sensitive Pentagon counterterrorism roles. I want you to think about that. Somebody who was involved in an act of terrorism against the U.S. government and property, may I ask. Like, this wasn't some, we're just, no, they stole laptops, documents, all kind of stuff. One of those people is going to get a job in counterterrorism with the same government that they rioted against. A new hiring decision inside the Pentagon is raising eyebrows across Washington after reports revealed that a man convicted for his role in the January 6th Capitol riot has been hired for a sensitive position involving counterterrorism and national security operations. How is this not DEI? This sounds so DEI to me. The next sentence. According to multiple reports, 24-year-old Elias Izeri has been appointed to work within the Department of Defense's Special Operations and Low Intensity Conflict Office. Okay, look, so the first thing that I want to say is whenever I see them hire someone that is incompetent, inefficient, and basically not for the job, I always think, bah, bah. And I know what you're thinking. You think they're the GOAT? No, I think they're a scapegoat. Every time. Every single time you are putting somebody in this position who is not going to push back, who is going to be a yes man, who does not understand their role or doesn't understand what their role is not. Because that's just as important. When somebody comes to ask you to do something and that's not my job, no, I am not supposed to be doing that. That is just as important as knowing, hey, wait a minute, that's my job. I'm supposed to, nope, I'm okay with doing that. I'm supposed to do that one right there. That's just as important, especially in government. So to put somebody in a position that does not know the job, does not have the prerequisites of at least knowing kind of what the job is supposed to be, you're either just filling a seat so you can funnel and launder money, which could possibly be true. Two things can be true at the same time. But you're otherwise putting a person in that position so that when shit hits the fan, the blowback is on them and not you. Because why else would you hire a 24-year-old child who does not have any experience in counterterrorism? As a matter of fact, his experience is in terrorism. There's no counter to it. Let me tell you his job. His job is to help oversee counterterrorism strategy, irregular warfare operations. That right there. How do you know what irregular warfare operations are if you don't know what the warfare op is? You don't know what the regular regulations are. Why would you know what irregular ones are? Embassy security planning. That little boy don't even look like he know where embassies are located. The purpose of the embassy. Who would be in the embassy? Why you would be allowed in the embassy? Who ain't allowed in the embassy? How you gonna secure something that you don't even know what it is? Hostage rescue policies. Wow. You telling me that this 24-year-old is going to be the policy maker for how the next negotiator handles a situation? Look, it's some people that I don't want setting policies. I don't think a little 24-year-old whippersnapper who ran through the halls of Congress yelling and screaming with his gun is somebody who needs to. See, Azari was just a tender 19 years old when he participated in the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Federal prosecutors said that he unlawfully entered the Capitol during the riot and later pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge related to his actions. Court records show that he was sentenced to 14 days in jail and later among the January 6 defendants who received clemency after President Donald Trump returned to office. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the people that's trying to get part of this $1.67 billion that they're trying to give out to all of the people that Trump said he did not tell to riot, but now he's saying those people were listening to what I said, and so I'm going to go ahead and give them money out of your pocket. Baby, I swear to God, if you pay taxes, if you pay taxes and you not pissed that this little mother sucker is about to get money before you get money out of your pocket, you're crazy. If you get food stamps and you let somebody sit up here, any kind of government assistance, I don't give a goddamn if it's SSI insurance, if I don't care if it's TANF, I don't care if it's what's it called? What is it called when they pay for your rent? Housing subsidies. I don't care what it is. I don't care. If you get money from the government and somebody try to make you feel bad about it, you better shut them up quickly. Do you understand me? Because your government right now is pissing money to be a babysitter. And not even a babysitter, because it ain't even got to chase the damn child around. He sleep half the damn day and shitting on himself. So you think I'm not going to try to get my little piece of the pie? I absolutely am. Any kind of government assistance that I can sign up for, that I can qualify for, you damn right I want it. You damn right I want it. Everything except for that damn track phone. I don't want that. I don't want that track phone. Nope. You can keep that goddamn track phone. What they call them Obama phone? I don't want the Obama phone. And if you really from the hood and you know why we don't want that Obama phone, first of all, you got to be plumb damn nuts to think I'm about to walk up to a tent next to the MARTA station in the West End and give somebody my social security number. Y'all are stupid, but I digress. The appointment was Clip that. That was my ADHD kicking in, and it took this somewhere else. Back to the point. The appointment has reportedly sparked concern among some Defense Department employees who question whether someone convicted in connection with the Capitol attack should be trusted with work connected to national security and counterterrorism. Several officers who spoke anonymously cited fears of retaliation, but expressed concern about the message of the hiring decision sends to career military intelligence personnel. It's DEI. Pentagon leadership is defending the move. I'm sorry. Acting Pentagon Press Secretary Joel Valdez described Izeri as qualified, patriotic, young professional and criticized media coverage questioning the appointment. Supporters argue that Lizeri served his sentence, received clemency, and should not be permanently barred from public service because of mistakes he made as a teenager. You mean a teenager just 3-4 years ago? This little boy's frontal lobe isn't even developed yet. Listen, January 6th was not simply just a political protest, but it was an attack on a constitutional process, making the decision to place a participant in a sensitive national security role particularly very controversial. Some lawmakers and former national security officials have questioned what level of security clearance review was conducted and who ultimately approved the hire. You know who approved the hire? The same man who's shitting on himself is shitting on your government. It's very poetic. The irony does not escape me. The controversy comes as the federal government continues to grapple with long-term fallout of January 6th and the role pardons, clemency, and political loyalty should play in government hiring decisions. While supporters frame the appointment as a second chance success story, why would it be a second chance success story if he didn't do nothing wrong? If y'all feel as though he didn't do nothing wrong, it's not a second chance success story. Opponents, brought in too much air. Opponents argue that positions involving counterterrorism and national security require a higher standard of judgment and public trust. For now, Izeri remains in the role, but the debate surrounding his appointment is likely to continue as lawmakers, defense officials, and the public weigh whether rehabilitation should outweigh I'm sorry, the teleprompter moved in a place where I can't see the word. That makes sense. Where rehabilitation should outweigh the circumstances that first led to his conviction in the first place. Look, I think all them people should still be in jail. I think they all should be accomplices to the murder of the police officer that died that day. I think they all should be accomplices of the police officer that lost his sight and got injured that day. Because all of y'all did that together. I promise you, if it would have been a big group of black people, they would have found a way to charge everybody with it. Just saying. Speaking of charges, at this point, people playing in y'all face and expecting charges, wanting charges, or waiting for charges and justice seems kind of futile. Especially when people keep doing stupid shit. I say, read my mind. That's what I say. Because I can't say it out loud. So just read my mind. And when you do that, And then afterwards, you know what I'm saying? So, a South Carolina elementary school teacher is facing multiple criminal charges after authorities say a search for a missing juvenile led investigators directly to her home. I pulled this one up because I want to know, Teacher Nitra, if you are out there and you heard about this story, I want you to let me know. I want you to let me know. I want you to let me know. This is wild. Okay. According to the Richland County Sheriff's Department, a 33-year-old Yashay Fuller, a teacher at Kaufman Road Elementary School in Columbia, South Carolina, was arrested and charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor, obstructing justice, and negligent by a legal and neglect by a legal guardian. The charges stem from an investigation involving a runaway juvenile who had been reported missing. Investigators say deputies responded to a call on May 10th after receiving information that a juvenile who had been reported as a runaway might be staying at Fuller's residence. When authorities arrived, they did not locate the child at the home. However, investigators later determined that Fuller allegedly had information about the juvenile's whereabouts and was not forthcoming with that information during the investigation. Authorities said that the child had been missing since May 8th and eventually returned home later that same evening. Following additional investigation, deputies arrested Fuller on May 19th. She was booked into the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center and later released after posting a $20,000 bond. Court records show that part of her release conditions is that she is prohibited from having contact with the juvenile involved in the case and must remain at least 1,000 yards away from the victim. Sheriff officials emphasized that the allegations against Fuller are not connected to her role as a teacher in any activity that took place at an elementary school. Okay, I don't have a lot of information. Like when I'm looking, I'm trying to find out why she did this. Like, did she do this because this kid needed a place to stay because they had a parent that was treating them foul? Was she doing this because, and it didn't, and because you have to protect the minor, it doesn't say if the minor was a male or a female child. And I know you're wondering, or maybe you're not wondering, Sunshine, why do you wonder? Well, if it was a male child, then my question becomes, was it pedophilic? If it was a female child, that Care Bear part of my brain that I told y'all about early that doesn't automatically go to nefarious, that if it's a female child, I wonder if she was having issues with her parent at home and she was trying to provide a safe haven space for her and just did it the wrong way. But I was hoping Anitra was listening or was on here, and because it's in South Carolina, maybe she heard a little bit more about this story and can tell me a little bit more. At this time, authorities have not publicly disclosed the exact nature of Fuller's relationship with the juvenile or why the child was allegedly connected to her home. Those unanswered questions have fueled speculation online, but investigators have released very few details beyond the charges themselves. This situation highlights that law enforcement agencies across the country continue to face when dealing with missing and runaway juveniles. Even when a child is not physically found at a location, investigators say individuals who knowingly withhold information about a missing child's whereabouts can face criminal consequences if authorities determine that their actions interfere with the efforts to safely locate the juvenile. Fuller is expected to make her first court appearance later this summer as the case moves through the legal system. And for now, she remains presumed innocent unless she was proven guilty in court. And again, we all know sometimes I'm gonna stop doing that. Hey, Mama Rasta, how you doing? So we're going to go to a quick commercial break real quick. And then when we get back, we're going to talk about yuckies and nasties and diseases, all kind of little squirmy thingies that can get on you. Okay. Speaking of squirmy thingies that can get on you or vibrating things that can get on you, you can check out Studio 219 every Friday from 12 p.m. Wow. from 12 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. It's on Fridays. They have Freaky Fridays, and you can get adult piercings. And it's in Atlanta. And all you have to do is tell them All Hustle No Fear sent you, and you might get a little something special. All right. If you're an artist, entrepreneur, or brand owner and you've got a story to tell, you can book your interview on All Hustle No Fear. We offer artist interviews, brand interviews, and business spotlights. And yes, virtual interviews are available as well. You don't have to be in town to be on All Hustle No Fear. Promote what you do, speak your truth, and get real visibility. Book your interview now at allhustlenofear.com. We're going to go ahead and go to a commercial break, and we will be right back. Let's see. I love this song.
Yo. Kick it straight. Kick it straight. Kick it straight. Flavor. 80 baby day. Kick it straight. Yeah. Somewhere around September 84, I went to a party with Pops and left with my mama. Back 3 trimesters later, welcome one hell of a summer. Big boy, I tell some shit. While I ain't gon' sit down, I got my ass whooped. That took till that feeling wore down, and that was fast. So that I asked myself if I wanna repeat that shit and get beat or try something equally thrilling. Not so Knievel, but close enough even he'd do a grimace after I witnessing all the pressure I breezed through. 80s, baby, the need for this enigma. Yo, hey, got a different flavor, you can savor indeed, post to appease ya. Yo, hey, take time, filter that stuff out your way that ain't gon' feed ya. And never get close to them suckers, they deep wanna deceive ya. In the 80s, baby's hot. In the 80s, baby's hot. In the 80s, baby's pot full of chicken pot pie. Baby, 80s, baby's pot full of collard greens. We got the 80s, baby's flavor. We got the 80s, baby's flavor. Yeah, baby's pot full of chicken pot pie. Baby, 80s, baby's pot with the collard greens. We got the 80s, baby's flavor. We got that flavor you can savor.
Speaking from the old school, we are not of the same. Play a dialogue, interpreting the height as a flame. They think it's all about fucking bitches and rocking a chain. But they mind frame is not in my binocular range. They can be lame with a L, but I'm with cash with a K. And a couple dimes, fiending for us to blast them away. Fucking with a player, she wouldn't dare ask for the pay. Cause the Decatur, baby, I'll leave her ass in the A. She 80, baby, pie full of collard green neck bone. Beat show with the flow, get flexed on. I remember making plays on the mid phone, cooling with my partner, Jack Pie by the X on. 12 were hating cause I was fresh with the dreads long. Not a smidget of a sucker in my flesh bone. Flying higher than an Android tech drone. 55 Chevy sitting pretty like a red bone.
In the 80s, baby's pot full of chicken pot pie. Baby, 80s, baby's pot full of collard greens. We got the 80s, baby's flavor. We got the 80s, baby's flavor. Yeah, 80s, baby's pot full of chicken pot pie. Baby, 80s, baby's pot with the collard greens. We got that 80s, baby's flavor. We got that flavor you can savor, yeah. 80s, baby's the greatest human experiment gone right. But as for us, that's just tough. Cause the generation after us is after us and after each other. Can't kill each other fast enough. But this ain't the end all. You ain't gotta pretend, dog. Remember your independence. We begin and we end all. You ain't gotta follow them suckers out on the limb fall, fracturing your extremities, hindering your ascent, dog. Just feed your family, man. It be more important when you about 50 or 60 and looking back at your portrait of life. You like it's more than this. I compare this too much to hell. Hustling, but I feel like I'm a hare in a tortoise shell. Had a nightmare, I felt like I was a werewolf in tortoise shell. Clean off my back and I ain't looked back since. 80s, baby, you get the flavor and passion. Been governing my tax with this southern in my accent, pimp.
Are you in need of some tattoo therapy? Visit Studio 219 for your next tattoo or piercing. Studio 219 is located at 1900 Piedmont Road in Atlanta, just 1 mile from the Lynn Bird train station. Studio 219 is open Monday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and closed every Sunday. Book your appointment today by visiting www.studio219ink.com. That's studio219inc.com. Make sure to follow 219 on Instagram for promotions and specials. at Studio 219 INK. Studio 219. Let us fix your creative itch.
Storm. Hustle no fear, I come in a rush. Ain't by no money, then you gotta hush. They got me leaning like I'm on a crutch. Came out the trenches, I had to adjust. Jump off the porch, I had to go get it. Ratchet with friends, still handle my business. Go get the money as long as they promise. Calculated how I'm counting the bitch. Bitch in my bag, I come in a rush. Ain't by no money, then you gotta hush. They got me leaning like I'm on a crutch. Come out the trenches, I had to adjust. Jump off the porch, I had to go get it. Can't do no faking with handling business. Go get the money as long as they promise. Calculated how I'm counting the bitch. Moving like a wide receiver, I was out there catching plays. Started out with nothing, but I finally made a way. Now I'm in my zone, they know my name in other states. 4G out of chrome, burning rubber, fuck the jakes. Doing the dash digital, shot in my bag, pitiful. I'm 101 original. If you play with my name, they gon' finish it. Diamonds on diamonds, I'm covered in ice. Your diamonds so crazy, they cloudy and Sprite. I walk in the room and I turn on the lights. The life of the party, I'm setting the vibe. I'm a trendsetter. Never catch me slipping, staying 10 toes down, move clever. Why you pillow talking with a freak? You help me? Let them check me out the streets. No, never. Hustle no fear, I come in a rush. Ain't by no money, then you gotta hush. They got me leaning like I'm on a crutch. Came out the trenches, I had to adjust. Jump off the porch, I had to go get it. Ratchet with friends, still handle my business. Go get the money as long as they bring it. Calculated how I'm counting the bitch. Bitch in my bag, I come in a rush. Ain't by no money, then you gotta hush. They got me leaning like I'm on a crutch. Come out the trenches, I had to adjust. Jump off the porch, I had to go get it. Can't do no faking with handling business. Go get the money as long as they bring it. Calculated how I'm counting the digits. Hustle, 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 hustle. No fear, I come in a rush. Ain't by no money, then you gotta hush. Hustle, hustle, handle the business. Hustle, no fear, I come in a rush. Ain't by no money, then you gotta hustle. Hustle, handle the business. Hustle, no fear, I come in a rush. Ain't by no money, then you gotta hustle. Let's get it.
Okay. I just want to say a lot of stuff that we ain't never had in a long time. Like we ain't had it coming back. You know how like when that one person used to come over your house, for some reason you always had bugs after they came over. But then when they ain't been over in a while, you don't have no bugs no more, right? But then that person come back and then you be like, I got bugs again. That's kind of how I feel about this presidency. Because we getting bugs that we ain't had before. We had them, but then we didn't have them no more. And now we got them. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Now, why we got these bugs again? It's you here. You are the common denominator. Ebola outbreak in Congo spreads as officials warn that the world is falling behind. Health officials are sounding the alarm after a rapidly growing Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo continues to spread across Eastern Africa, with hundreds of confirmed cases and dozens of deaths already reported. I don't know if you saw that lady on TV when she said, them having Ebola in Africa ain't our problem. AIDS in Africa, that ain't our problem, because they were discussing pulling funding back from Ebola research, AIDS research, things like that. It's almost like some of these people ain't never watched Avatar or something where you can learn that we is all really kind of connected together in some kind of way. Like we all connected. The outbreak was first officially confirmed in May in Congo's Uturi province, a remote region near the borders of Uganda and South Sudan. Health officials say that the virus involved is the Buragandio. Okay, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm gonna go with. I'm not even gonna try to say it again because I'm not. That's a particular strain of Ebola, a rare form of disease that currently has no approved vaccine and no approved treatment. According to the World Health Organization, the outbreak expanded significantly since it was first detected. Recent reports show that more than 300 confirmed deaths confirmed cases and 60 deaths, while health experts warn that the numbers may be much higher because many cases are occurring in remote communities and are difficult to reach. You think it has anything to do with the color of these people's skin as to why all of a sudden now we don't have any money or resources or help? Is it just me? No? Okay. All right. All right. The situation has become even more complicated because the outbreak is unfolding in one of the most dangerous regions of Africa. Armed conflict, rebel activity, poor road access, and distrust of government health workers are slowing efforts to track infections and isolate patients. Health officials say contact tracing remains one of the biggest challenges in why am I not seeing these words? They are so small. Okay. Health officials say contact tracing remains one of the biggest challenges in containing the virus. The World Health Organization has warned that response teams are still struggling to keep pace with the spread of the disease. In some areas, health workers have been attacked while attempting to conduct safe burials and educate communities about prevention measures. Officials say these incidents increase the risk of transmission because Ebola can remain highly contagious after death. Whoa, did not know that. Did y'all know that? That Ebola was contagious after death? Women are especially vulnerable during this outbreak because they often serve as primary caregivers for sick family members. Public health experts say that many infections occur when relatives care for others at home without preventative equipment. Pregnant women and healthcare workers are also considered high risk populations. Despite the challenges, there have been some signs of hope. The WHO recently announced that several Ebola patients have recovered and been discharged from treatment centers. Keep them over there, though. I'm not trying to be funny, but no, they still need to kind of be quarantined. And no. Because see, my brain immediately thought one thing, right? If Ebola is still contagious after death, could it possibly still live in your system? Like, you know how there's still always traces of a disease after you have it, right? So if you die then, would it still be contagious? That's the science of it, the kind of stuff that I be liking for real, for real. Like sometimes I really wish I would have had I was about to say I wish I was smart enough. That's not what it was. I wish I would have had the upbringing that allowed me the space to find the things that I was really interested in as a young child. Because as a kid, I don't think I realized how much into science I was in. And if I did, I probably would have been in more science fairs, or I probably would have, gone to science camp and stuff like that had I had an environment where I stayed in one place all the time. But I moved around so much that, I didn't get those luxuries. But I think I definitely would have been a sciencey type kid. Like Zoe. Zoe has been bendy, jumpy, flexy, jump, twirl her whole life. I thought it was going to be more gymnastics, but she didn't really like the gymnastics of it all. She likes cheering. She likes the dance. So that's what she does all day. She cheers all doggone day right now. Still working on Georgie, but Yeah, when I was younger, if somebody would have noticed how much I like science, I think I would be in a cool profession right now. Because even earlier, talking to a friend, I'm not going to tell her business, but talking to a friend in an earlier conversation, she's telling me about her just an issue that she has. And my brain is imagining her body part and what she's saying and what it looks like. And it's just science. International organizers are also working to develop vaccines specifically targeting. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this word again. Maybe it Bundy Bugio. Strain. Though experts say widespread availability could be months away still. This marks Congo's 17th Ebola outbreak, but the health officials say that the current situation is unique because the strain involved and the ongoing violence in the affected region. Public health leaders are urging countries not to panic, but to remain vigilant as cross-border monitoring continues in neighboring nations, including Uganda. For now, health experts say that the key to stopping the outbreak remains the same: identify cases early, isolate infected individuals, trace contacts, and build trust within communities. But the virus spreading and conflict continuing to disrupt response efforts, officials warn that the window to contain the outbreak is narrowing. This is why this is important, you guys, because once you can't control it and it gets out, it will become an epidemic. See, it's not just about the fact that it's over there. People don't just stay there. And if it's communicable or contagious, it's more likely that somebody will catch it and leave than just everybody who gets it always will just don't have. Because I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Well, it's in the Congo. They don't even have the ability to get over here anywhere or to get anywhere else. They don't have that kind of money. You never know. You never know. Y'all ever seen that movie with Denzel Washington and John Goodman? Where it wasn't a disease, it was a entity, a demon or something, but it would just touch a person and pass on. That's how you have to look at diseases like E. coli. I mean, not E. coli, that's the next story we got. I'm sorry. Like Ebola and COVID and what was the other one that everybody was afraid of? I can't think. Anyways, but it, it can be passed. So yes, the efforts of the United States trying to contain that, giving medicine, adding to research, like pulling the United States out of that and saying, "Hey, that's not money we need to spend. That's not something we need to spend money on. It's not that important. It don't affect us." Having a "it don't affect us" mind always messes up in the end. Like it's not good in the end. I really don't think it's good in the end. Um and we don't believe that, friend. My friend said, "Hey, I ain't never watched Avatar, but common sense is kind of common, you know." But that's the thing, friend. You and I both know and say often, common sense ain't common. Common sense ain't common. It's really not. And some of these people, they don't have common sense because their brain is being overridden from racism and prejudice and white supremacy and thoughts of grandeur and whatever else it is that be their problem. Speaking of E. coli, don't you get your ass in that Chattahoochee. Don't you get in that Oochie Hoochie Coochie this summer. Y'all think I be playing with y'all, but I be telling y'all stuff so that y'all know not to do stuff. So when somebody say, "Let's go whitewater rafting in the Chattahoochee Coochie," let's go not swim. You better not be swimming in the Chattahoochee Coochie. But let's go fit. Don't you take your ass to the Oochie Coochie. That chat is hoochieing. Okay? If you're planning to shoot the hooch, kayak, tube, or spend any time in the Chattahoochee River this summer, officials say you may want to think twice before jumping in. Recent testing shows that E. coli levels in parts of the Chattahoochee have climbed above 4,000 bacteria colonies per 1 million milliliters of water. For comparison, the Environmental Protection Agency considers anything above 235 to be a high risk for infection. Okay? So y'all remember when y'all stopped going to white waters because they was letting people get in, the babies get in with the diapers, and folks was getting the E. coli's. This about right there. This about up there with that. This about up there with that. Okay. Protection agency. Okay, wait. I read that. This means that some areas of the river are testing at more than 17 times the level considered safe for recreational use. According to meteorologists, the environmental officials, the spike appears to be linked to several days of heavy rain across metro Atlanta. Storm runoff can wash contaminants from streets, neighborhoods, pet waste, wildlife waste, and aging sewer infrastructure directly into rivers and streams. Environmental experts say that E. coli levels often increase after major rain events, especially during warmer months. Okay, again, I'm going to preface this and say this. Stay your ass out the Chattahoochee Coochie this summer, because this summer so far, the rain patterns have been different. It rained real hard for a day or two and then get real hot for a week. It's going to rain real hard for like 2 or 3 days and get cold and then get really hot for a couple of days. I don't know if you know it, but we supposed to get up to like 90s the next couple of days. But we just had a little kerfluffle with the AC unit outside. It got cold for a little bit, just a little bit. And it was, I know what you're saying, that wasn't cold sunshine. For the summer, this is supposed to be the beginning of turn that air on and don't you touch it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what time of season this is. We should be inundated with pollen right now. But we're not, because it keeps raining so much that it keeps washing away the pollen before we got a problem with it. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me right now the pollen count shouldn't be at 70 million kerfluffle per millo breath in or whatever they be telling you. No. Instead, you got E. coli in the hoochie coochie because it's raining too much. Boy, y'all need to leave the weather machines alone because y'all obviously don't know what y'all doing. Health officials warn that exposure to contaminated water can cause diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, low fever, skin irritations, and a host of other infections. Some strains of E. coli can cause symptoms within hours, while others may take several days before a person comes sick. So you went in Chattahoochee and don't even know that the Oochie Coochie is the reason why your Oochie is coochieing. That's a damn shame. It's days later and now you throwing up and you don't even know who to blame. The Chattahoochee Riverkeeper organization monitors hundreds of waterways across Georgia and encourages residents to check water quality reports before entering the river. Okay, right around Six Flags Drive, going down I-20, you can smell the hooch in the summertime, to the point where when you ride by and your nose do this, you immediately be like, that's the hoochie. I wonder if it will smell worse because of the E. coli. and the bacteria and all the extra runoff. And then you got to remember, again, like I said, your president has pulled back a lot of EPA protections and stuff like that. So a lot more companies are doing things like pouring contaminants into the waterways and getting away with it. There have been a couple of oil spills that they're not talking about and contaminants, and they're getting away with it. So I stay your ass out the oochie coochie. If it don't have chlorine in it, you shouldn't be seen in it. That was good. That was a good one. You got to admit that was a good one. Okay. The organization also says that conditions can change rapidly, especially after a rainfall. We just had one. The recommendations recommends avoiding the water if it has rained within the previous 48 hours, or if the river appears unusually muddy. Officials stress that this isn't the first time that the Chattahoochee has experienced dangerous bacteria levels. Elevated E. coli readings have become a recurring issue following storms, raising ongoing concerns about the aging sewer systems, stormwater runoff, and water quality protections throughout Metro Atlanta region. Also, stop throwing y'all drugs in the toilet. And I know what you're saying, Sunshine, I would never throw my drugs away. I'm talking about your pills and different stuff like that. That don't go in the toilet. That don't go, like, that shouldn't go in our system, in our water systems like that. There are other ways of disposing those. You can take them back to the doctor. You can take them to the coroner, I believe. You can drop them off at hospitals, at fire departments, stuff like that. But like when somebody die, or let's say your prescription not ran out but expired or whatever, and you just got some extra amoxicillin and it's expired and you cleaning house, don't throw that down the toilet. Okay, just saying. As temperatures continue to rise and families head outdoor for summer activities, environmental groups are urging residents to check river conditions before swimming, tubing, fishing, or kayaking. If you eat Chattahoochee, if I come to your house and you serve me some Chattahoochee River fish, I will beat your ass. I just want to say that. If I come to your house and you give me some fish that you caught out the Chattahoochee Coochie, I would fight you on sight. I'd fight you and cuss your mama. I just want you to know that. I don't have no care over that. I would fight you and your mama over that. Experts say if the water is high, muddy, or rained recently, staying out of the water is the best. Just stay out. Just stay out the water. Just stay your ass out the water, okay? All right. Here go another one. A Michigan man died after receiving a rabies-infected kidney transplant. You know, they say God got plans for everybody. And if you was dying and got saved and died from the method of savior, God had a plan for you. You can't convince me God didn't want. God said, you gonna stop stopping my stop. God said, no, we gonna find a way. What? In a shocking and rare and extremely rare medical case, this is raising questions about organ donor screening after a Michigan man died from rabies following a kidney transplant that doctors believed would have saved his life. According to health officials and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 76-year-old Barney Karaki received a kidney transplant in December of 2024 after spending 2 years on dialysis. The donated kidney came from 59-year-old Idaho man named James Martin, whose family believed he had died from heart-related complications. What nobody knew at the time was that Martin had unknowingly contracted rabies weeks before his death. According to his family, he had been scratched by a skunk while trying to protect a family kitten. He cleaned the wound himself and never sought medical treatment because he believed it was only a minor scratch. Let me tell you something, fellas. When you ask women what do they bring to the table, that's what they bring to the table. Because I guarantee you, if this man was married and he came in the house and he washing something off and you ask, what's wrong, baby? I got scratched by a skunk. Go to the hospital. It's time for you to go to urgent care. You need to go get a tetanus shot and a rabies shot. I'm not getting no tetanus shot, no rabies shot. Yes, the F you are gonna go get a tetanus shot and a rabies shot. You don't know what that skunk had. That skunk just probably gave you an STD, a skunk transmitted disease. Go get your ass a test, a checkup or something. But no, this single man sat there and just kept on going to dialysis. I mean, just kept on living his life like he would, living his life like it's golden. Ain't nobody bragging and nagging and anything me. And here it is festering. And you done got the Pepe Le Pew. Investigators later determined that the skunk had likely been infected with a rabies strain originating from a bat. You done got bat. You done got a BT. You done got a BTS? A bat transmitted a BTD, a bat transmitted disease? After receiving the transplant, Kawaki initially appeared to be recovering, but within weeks he began experiencing tremors, weakness in the legs, confusion, and urinary problems. Doctors became especially concerned when he developed hydrophobia. If you don't know what that is the intense fear of water. Afraid of water like hell. And that is a sign of rabies. That is a recognizable symbol of a sign of rabies. Somebody afraid of water, yeah, they got a problem. Like an irrational fear that they never had before. Only thing left, you start you get that white stuff, you foaming at the mouth, and yeah, they go crazy. By the time the testing confirmed the diagnosis, it was too late to save him. He died shortly afterwards. The CDC investigation found that the donor's rabies infection had gone undetected before his organs were recovered and distributed for transplantation. While organ donors are routinely screened for numerous diseases, rabies ain't one of them. Because the disease is extremely rare in the United States and testing can delay the transplant process. Health officials say fewer than 10 people die from rabies in the United States each year. In this case, 2 died from the same rabies. It's I see it. It's a hair or a lint piece or something in my eyelash, and every time I blink I feel it and I can see it. So I'm sorry if it's whatever. 3 additional recipients received cornea tissue from the same donor. Unfortunately, health officials quickly fortunately health officials quickly intervened, removed the affected tissue when possible, administered post-rabies treatment, and none of those recipients developed the symptoms. Health officials emphasized that organ transplantations remain overwhelmingly safe and that rabies transmission through donated organs is extremely rare. According to the CDC, this is only the 4th documented case of rabies being transmitted through organ transplantation in the United States since 1978. Okay, 4 since 1978, and y'all doing thousands of transplants a year. I'll let you slide on that one, but maybe I might need to add rabies to that checkup for certain type of people, like men, single men, hold my beer type men. You know what I mean? That work in the yard. Maybe I might want to test them. I think it said at the beginning how he passed, but I don't remember at this point from everything that I said, Akeem. I don't know. I'm just gonna go. Don't save me. Yeah, men, y'all be doing a lot of stuff, and we be trying to save y'all. Okay. For the Martin family and the Kawaki family, what intended to be the gift of life became a heartbreaking medical nightmare. Even rare diseases can have devastating consequences when they go undetected. Okay. In other words, fellas, when something that you don't own that possibly lives in the wild or possibly belongs to somebody else breaks your skin, you need to go to the doctor. If it is rusty and crusty and it breaks your skin, if it stab you, get in your bloodstream, you need to go to the doctor. Okay? You need to go to the doctor. And you just got to deal with all the nurses talking junk and people not being professional and making jokes. How do I know? When I was a little kid, I was washing my dog on a untreated wooden deck. The dog ran and I slid across the deck and I got splinters all through my gluteus maximus, okay, and my gluteus minimus, to the point where like my grandparent I was at my grandma's house. My grandparent tried to get tweezers to get a lot of it out, but she was only able to get out the biggest shards of it. So I had to go to the hospital. They had to give me tetanus shots, and they also had to numb my behind, and a nurse sat there almost like porcupine because some of the splinters were kind of small, and they had to sit there and take them out, and I had to listen to a lot of jokes like, I bet you won't get your ass in this type of situation again, like just but I was like 13 years old, and I should have known better, but I didn't. And so again, just deal with it. Y'all, we got to get out of here because since I'm on at a new time, there's a show right after me that is She Unfiltered radio show. And because I am their engineer, I need an extra 5 minutes to get ready for their show. And I just realized that when I set this up just now, that there's no show in between where I get a chance to set everything up. So I got to get their setup is a little bit different from mine. I have to start getting off a little bit early for my show to give me that extra 5 minutes. So, let me give y'all some motivation and go ahead and get out of here. I won't be playing no music to go. I'm just going to get out. Be in the moment. I have been working on this. Intentional has been my word of the year. And I think I'm doing a really good job with the word intentional and the things that I've been doing. But I've also realized over the course of the last couple of weeks that something that I've been working on is being present in the moment. And I've even done some things that, just little sunshine things. I remember one day, it was raining outside, but it was still hot. So it was a nice rain. And I was at the food truck and I just stood there. And I don't know if you've ever it's a Jet Li movie where they're teaching him to just be in the moment and just stand there and let the wind blow through your hair and let the rain touch your body and just be in the moment. I think so often we are bored or whatever else because we have all of the devices and the stimulations, and we need something to constantly be just giving us stimulation. You gotta just stop a little bit and just be in the moment and relax and just turn everything off. Be a little bit silent. Smell a flower, smell some shit. I don't know. Just be present, because so much of this stuff right now is not real, right? That the chances that you get to see, touch, smell, taste, feel the moment when it's in it and it's real, be in that moment. All right? And we hear it all the time. People tell you get off your phone. People tell you, be present with your people or whatever. And I'm just adding to it. Be in your moment, because so much right now we are left, right, or squirrel or whatever else. Okay. So that's my motivation for you guys. Go outside, go touch grass. A lot of you need to go outside and touch grass. And that is my nice, nasty way of saying kiss my ass to some of you people. But for some people, it's just you need to go touch grass. So that's my prescription for a lot of y'all today. When you get a chance, go sit down. If it's not wet, go sit down and touch grass. All right. Also, let me go ahead and shout out a couple of my sponsors. Check out Sweet Sheba Baby and get 10% off your order automatically by visiting allhustlenofear.com. And do you want your business featured on radio or social media? Because we do both. All right. Sponsorships with All Hustle No Fear start at just $130 a month. You can visit allhustlenofear.com or DM us on any social media platform at All Hustle No Fear. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But coming up next is She Unfiltered Radio Show. All Hustle No Fear is After Dark Radio in the morning, or maybe afternoon now, because I'm really kind of on in the afternoon. Anyways, we're here. I'm going to play you a song to get out because I just can't leave. I just can't leave you. This is Kale's new favorite song because I just find good music.
We can stay in Harlem or be bougie in Manhattan. Go to Magic Johnson's or just see whatever happens. I'm a simple girl, I don't need anything. Rain or shine, I don't mind. Like Sinatra, baby, fly me to the moon. Take my heart into a rocket and just shoot it, baby, straight into the blue. I don't need no wings, 'cause tonight it's on you, baby, fly me to the moon.